His Excellency, Turkey Al Sheikh says no more pay-per-view. How does this change the sport? What impact would it have on the fans and the fighters? We'll be discussing this and the Turkey's takeover of boxing. Let's get to it. Peace. Welcome to another quick jab off the Parry. I'm your host, BOMANI UFG. I want to ask y'all to please go ahead and jab that like button. Go ahead and uppercut that subscribe button. Lead hook that share button and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And follow us on Instagram and X at the Parry 101 and on TikTok at the .parry.101. I want to welcome everybody back. Ooh, put that back up there, right there. Yeah, you know how we do, bucket low, so up it though. Shout out to the pragmatic Jake Black, holding it down for the Parry. You know what I mean? Bombarding y'all with content. Yeah, man. Just want to discuss the Turkey Al Sheikh's takeover of boxing. He seems to be consolidating a lot of power, man. The man got big bank, tank, little bank. You know how I go. What does this mean for the sport? How do we feel about it as fans? We're gonna go through some clips. Oh, I had to want to cooperate. We're gonna go through some clips, some interviews with the Turk, with Mike Coppinger, who I agree with. Shakur Stevenson. He's a horrible interviewer. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, he works for the Ring magazine. He's a good writer. Just don't like the way his interviewing style. But it's neither here nor there. Him and the CEO of Ring magazine sat down with Mike Coppinger and discussed some future plans that they have for the sport, for some upcoming cards, and just some business moves that they're making with the zone. But let's start with a tweet that came from Ring magazine. It says, breaking, Turkey Al Sheikh announces in its partnership with the zone that there will be no more pay-per-view pricing for all Riyadh season and ring events, starting with the Ring 4 on November 22nd. All events will be available for free for the zone subscribers. I believe that card is the David Benavidez, Anthony Yarde, and Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. If that fight even happens, because it's this whole controversy with him not wanting to take the blood test, the VADA testing. But hopefully that fight gets made. Something I definitely want to see, and see if Devin Haney can capture another title. Yeah. So the first pay-per-view that I was able to do my research that I was able to find was Floyd Patterson versus Ingemar Johansson. It was a rematch in 1960 with 25,000 teleprompter subscribers mailed $2 to watch Patterson regain his heavyweight title. Now, of course, after that you had, I believe it was Ali Frazier was another pay-per-view event, and then I believe the most modern, as far as the modern business, the business model of pay-per-view as we know it today, I believe started with Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns back in the 80s. Of course, you went on to see have to watch Mike Tyson on pay-per-view, which we know Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield did huge numbers, and of course we all know the king of the pay-per-view as far as boxing is concerned is Floyd Mayweather Jr., particularly with him and Manny Pacquiao reaching almost 5 million viewers. But due to piracy and VPN and all of this type of stuff, people can watch these fights now for free without having to pay for it. So the market has changed. You got ways that people are eating into the profits in regards to pay-per-view, and you got some people that are just not willing to pay to watch certain fights, right? A lot of mismatches going on that have something to do with it. Floyd Mayweather fighting Victor Ortiz on pay-per-view. Like, nobody, that should have been a Showtime fight. Nobody's trying to watch that on pay-per-view. But nonetheless, that's how the business was run. Turkey want to shake things up. But again, the question is, how does this impact us as fans? I feel, as a fan, as a hardcore boxing fan, I pay for all events. Just pay for Usyk, Dubois too. Shout out to Alexander Usyk for recapturing the undisputed title for the third time. Just watched Mario Barrios versus Manny Pacquiao, which we got a video up right now. Check that out. Pacquiao was robbed, in my opinion. I ain't gonna say robbery, but it was close. But I felt Manny won 7 rounds to 5. That's how I had it on my scorecard. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao for doing that and coming back at 46 years of age, making me feel young. So, as a hardcore fan, I'm willing to pay my money. Maybe not so many casuals be willing to pay their money. And some people that, when you got cards coming out every month or every other week on the zone, some pay-per-view, it can accumulate a lot on your bank account. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying to pay money every week to watch their favorite sport, in my opinion, the best sport in the world, which is boxing. But let's hear what Turkey had to say in regards to his ideas about pay-per-view and what they plan on doing with their business model. Let's check it out.
Turkey, why did you decide to make this move and what led to it?
First of all, you need to understand what happened. First of all, the pay-per-view is damaged in the last 10 years with the piracy, with the internet everywhere, with the piracy, the main things, and the VPN. For that, if you see, that doesn't mean we don't want the money back, because we spend a lot in boxing. I have a great meeting today with Shai, the CEO of the Zone. You need to understand now the market. I think the pay-per-view is dying, and especially what's happened in the last 2-3 years. Now with involving of Riyadh Seizing and the Ring magazine, what we are doing in the boxing, what Saudi Arabia is doing in the boxing, there is a lot of big events. And as an example, this in 30 days in the Zone you will have 3 pay-per-view. The Ring 3 and the card of the e-gaming in Riyadh and Dubois and Usyk in 1 month. This is, I think, is not healthy for boxing. For that, I am thinking with Shai and the Zone that of course we need our money back. But as an example, and let me explain, go back in history. In the time of Mayweather or Piquia, there is around 5 million, 4.8 million pay-per-view, because in that time, the internet not like now, the piracy not like now. For that, all the people see it through the legal channel. Now, the internet is easy, the VPN is easy, everything is easy, and there is a lot of big fight we are doing now, okay? If you are normal customer, if you are paying for the Zone around $20 to $30, I don't know how much the Zone now charge for the month to have the fights, and that's mean you almost pay in the year 200 something or 300 maximum. If you put plus and that, the pay-per-view with, like now we have 3 cards in 1 month. If you put extra money, it will cost the customers a lot. This can make it for the customers thinking, and this is not right, but they are thinking, oh, I will not renew, I will try to see it piracy and saving money, okay? But taking the risk to see it not good quality.
So yeah, Turkey Turkey brought up some interesting points. According to him, pay-per-view model is dead. It's ruining the sport, and for a lot of people, might be ruining their pockets. I'm with it. I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it all the way. But the question is, how do they make money? He also said, well, we in this to make money. Of course, we want to make our money back. Of course they do. It's business. How do they do that without pay-per-view is my question. Maybe they got some type of business arrangement with the zone where they get a piece. They get PC. I don't know. How will fighters and promoters make money without pay-per-view? Make top dollar, for their talents. But I do feel like Turkey and Ring and Riyadh season, with some of their future plans, I think we're going to start to see more superstars in the sport probably than ever before, right? Because it all has to do with matchmaking, right? Another thing they discussed on the show was their plans to go about matchmaking. And the CEO of Ring Magazine, I forget his name, they call him Mr. Versace. He spoke to just some of the plans that they had moving forward in regards to matchmaking. Let's listen to what he had to say.
We're not putting anybody into easy fights. There's no charity here. Whether it's on the show that we're discussing for potentially September with prospects, they're all going to be matched tough. They're all going to be matched evenly because we want to discover new talent, which is lacking right now. You don't really have a lot of eyeballs on up-and-coming fighters, and part of it has been the pay-per-view model. Guys will get put in off-TV undercards, or they'll get put in maybe the first fight of a pay-per-view, and as discussed, you have just in a couple of weeks 3 pay-per-views. There's also another pay-per-view with Pacquiao. There's 4 pay-per-views.
It's crazy for the fans, yeah.
So fans either have a choice. You have to have deep pockets if you're going to buy everything, or for most people out there, whether it's in the UK or England or anywhere else, in America, you're going to make a decision whether to turn to piracy, or you're going to make a decision to just skip it. I'm not even going to watch this. I'll look at the results later or look at the highlights.
Well, like he said, matchmaking. So now they plan on, he said there's no easy, won't be no easy matchups. This is not a charity. That's what he said. We're not paying guys for tune-up fights. Rumor has it, Boots in this before he fights Virgil Ortiz. He's looking for 1 or 2 tune-up fights. Turkey said, this is not a charity. You're going to have to fight somebody that's a tough matchup, right? Get more bang for your buck. So it's looking like he's following, I guess, the UFC model, more or less, where the best fight the best, at least at your level. You're gonna fight somebody that we believe to be at your level, regardless of where you at in your experience in the ring, right? He talked about how, a lot of talent don't get seen because they throw them on the undercard. You don't get to see him because it's not on TV, or if it's on pay-per-view, it's the early fights that nobody really gets to see, or especially if you're not paying for it, you're only looking to watch the main matchups, right? So I think, again, with this business model, we're going to start to see or get to know a lot of more fighters, good fighters. And Turkey said something that I thought that was important. You have a second chance, because coming out of the Floyd Mayweather era, everybody's concerned with that O, right? Everybody want to keep that record perfect, undefeated, but that's just not possible. Like, a lot of the greats have lost, but so many people want to keep that O. They won't fight the tough fights. And Turkey's like, yo, have another shot with us. You could go out here and get your face punched in, lose the fight, and still come back and get paid and get a check. But it's going to be another tough fight. I'm with it. I'm rocking with it, man. I'm rocking with it. My only concern about this, again, with Turkey, Ring, Riyadh, he owns Ring Magazine. It's looking like he damn near owned the zone with the way he's doing business with them. the consolidation of power, though. This man is talking about changing rules. Let's listen to what Turkey had to say about the rule changes and all of this. Let's get to it.
We are thinking about different things, like for the ring. I will start with the ring, then I will go to the Saudi Federation and Riyadh season. The ring, we are starting maybe in September, show with the zone 12 times in the year, one in the month, only for the talent, with new rules in boxing. It will be surprise, it will be something big. Also, at the same times, you know that you and Max will be the surprise of the ring soon, as in big show about boxing each week. And this will be something huge. So, with Omaha now, we are doing it with Omaha, the big company. They involve in it. And it will be something huge. It will start in September. And Rick.
So, new rules coming in September. That's just now. New rules. How do you get to change the rules? How do you get to change? I thought athletic commissions and maybe even some sanctioning bodies have some influence and power when it came to the rules of boxing. What rules is he going to implement? Now I can't speak. I don't know what the plans are, so I can't say whether this is good or bad. But I'm speaking to the consolidation of power. This man has a lot of power in the sport, but big bank tank little bank. That's what it is. Big bank tank little bank. He's cash. He's writing the checks. He's writing the checks. Eddie Hearn is eating off him. Queensberry Promotions, De La Hoya, like they're all eating off him now. Big bank tank little bank. How do we feel about this? Leave it down in the comment section. Is this dangerous for the sport? Now I get it. The no pay-per-view thing, I like it. Like he's giving us a lot of treats. They're giving us a lot of treats. Stacked cards, tough matchups, no more pay-per-view. But he's controlling, he's the puppet master here. I don't know how I feel about that. But I do like that he's shaking up the sport. I do like that we're going to get the fights that we want to see. We're going to get more young talent, more superstars in the sport, right? More eyes on the sport, because you don't have to pay for it. One little monthly subscription and you got it. I'm with it. But leave it down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about A, no more pay-per-view, B, about some of the plans that Turkey and Riyadh season along with Ring has for the sport in regards to changing rules. And how do you feel about this man having so much power in the sport at this time? Is this healthy for the sport? I mean, boxing has been, it probably still is the most corrupt sport known to man. Always has been. Does this fix that problem, or does this add to that problem now? Because now all the power is with one person. And we got to trust the integrity of him and the people that he chooses to have around him and put in places of power in regards to, or influence. We got to trust him and his judgment. How we feel about that? But yeah, just want to remind y'all again to go ahead and please jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And remember, this is the Parry, where we don't pull, abduct, no punches. And the Parry is fundamental to boxing. This is BOMANI UFG hitting you with another quick jab off the Parry. Peace.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.